Picture this. Your marketing team just spent 3 whole months writing the absolute, definitive, ultimate guide to HR management. You publish it, you promote it heavily, and boom, the organic traffic spikes. We're talking thousands of views. High fives all around, right? But then, a quarter later, you check the CRM, and that massive traffic spike resulted in exactly 0 demo requests, 0 closed-won deals. Well, let's dive into this explainer. Today, we're hosting a masterclass on completely shattering that outdated, volume-first SEO mindset. We're replacing it with a playbook that actually generates pipeline. If you're tired of building content that drives vanity traffic but literally drains your budget without producing revenue, you are in the exact right place. We're getting straight into how to do keyword research for a B2B SaaS company the right way.
So, here is our roadmap for the explainer. We'll start with the B2B SEO trap, then move into mastering Pain-Point SEO, mining customer language, building hub and spoke, competitive and AI gaps, and finally, mapping keywords to revenue.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the B2B SEO trap, or traffic versus pipeline. Look, using standard B2C SEO tactics will actively sabotage a B2B SaaS marketing budget. The fundamental mechanics of the purchase are just completely different. In the B2C world, someone searches for best running shoes, clicks a link, and buys a pair in 10 minutes. The intent is super straightforward. But B2B SaaS, it demands a totally different perspective. Your buyer isn't buying sneakers, they're searching for something like HR onboarding automation for mid-market enterprise. Your sales cycles span months, not minutes. And the purchase involves this highly complex web of stakeholders. You've got an internal champion, you've got a technical evaluator from IT making sure it integrates, and an economic buyer, like a CFO, holding the purse strings. Applying a broad, high-volume B2C approach to a high-friction B2B environment, it just doesn't work.
And the reality of that friction hits hard when you look at the numbers. The median B2B SaaS landing page conversion rate sits at an agonizingly low 1.1%. Because enterprise software is such an expensive, high-friction purchase, trying to capture prospects way early in a broad educational research phase is honestly financially reckless. Just imagine spending 10 grand of your marketing budget to rank for a broad term like team management. Sure, it gets 100,000 searches a month, but if none of those searchers actually have the budget, the authority, or the immediate need to buy software, that 1.1% conversion rate means you've generated absolutely 0 pipeline. You've basically just paid to educate the internet.
So if broad, top-of-funnel traffic is a trap, we're left with the million-dollar question. How do we capture prospects at the exact moment of purchase intent? If we know the broad stuff doesn't convert, how do we find the people who have the budget and are ready to pull the trigger right now? Which brings us to Section 2, mastering Pain-Point SEO and solving active problems.
Pain-Point SEO shifts your entire focus from chasing traffic volume to solving real, bleeding-neck buyer problems. Instead of asking, hey, what gets the most searches, you need to ask, what query proves the searcher is experiencing immediate operational friction? We have to stop waiting for casual traffic to stumble upon our product and start actively hunting buyers who need a fix right this second. Think about the difference here. A high-volume keyword is, what is employee retention? A high-intent pain-point keyword is, how to reduce new hire churn in the first 90 days. The first searcher is probably writing a college paper. The second searcher, that's an HR director who's about to get fired if they don't find a software solution today.
To build a content engine that actually generates pipeline, your keywords need to fit strictly into one of 4 highly specific bottom-of-funnel categories. Let's stick with our HR software example. First, you've got problem-aware queries, where the buyer has a specific pain and needs a fix, like, why is my remote onboarding so slow? Second, solution-aware queries, where they know a category of tools exists, like best enterprise onboarding software. Third, competitor and comparison queries. This means they have budget and are actively evaluating vendors right now. For example, Workday versus Bamboo HR. And finally, job-to-be-done queries, where the buyer needs to accomplish a specific, immediate task like new hire compliance checklist template. These 4 categories are giant neon signs signaling that a buyer is evaluating solutions.
Want a cheat code for spotting these high-intent terms? Look straight at the cost per click in your SEO tool. If you see a CPC of $8 or more from most B2B SaaS categories, that is your ultimate commercial intent signal. Paid search marketers are ruthless with their budgets. They've already bled the money doing the expensive trial and error to find exactly what converts. So if competitors are willing to pay $8, $15, or even $30 for a single click, it completely validates that this specific query produces pipeline. Low CPC keywords? Those usually just attract those informational searchers we're trying to avoid.
Let's move into Section 3,
mining customer language to source that intent. To source this high-intent language, you absolutely must step outside of traditional SEO tools. Honestly, those tools often completely miss long-tail enterprise behaviors. You have to start mining the raw vocabulary your ideal customer profile actually uses, way before they even learn your polished marketing terminology. Step 1. Listen to the first 10 minutes of one-deal call recordings on Gong or Chorus. This captures how the buyer describes their problem organically before a seasoned rep reframes it. Step 2. Dive into your customer support tickets and sort them by volume to find recurring, frustrating patterns. Step 3. Comb through 3-star reviews on G2 and Capterra. Actually, scratch that. 3-star reviews are literally gold mines because buyers will specifically list the exact feature gaps they were trying to fill. Then add in community threads on Reddit or private Slack channels. And finally, test how AI prompt behavior phrases these problems. This is exactly where your highest converting keywords live.
Moving right along to Section 4, Building Hub and Spoke Content Architecture.
Okay, so once you have that treasure trove of authentic customer language, you need to organize it so search engines actually reward you with visibility. Google has evolved drastically, folks. It no longer ranks individual pages solely on their own isolated merit. It rewards entire domains that demonstrate deep topical authority. You build this by anchoring a core concept with a comprehensive hub page and then connecting it to 5 to 15 highly specific subtopic spoke pages. Imagine your main hub page is the complete guide to remote onboarding. Your spoke pages would be incredibly focused deep dives that link back to that hub, things like onboarding compliance in California or automating I-9 forms. This interconnected architecture proves to algorithms and AI models that your brand covers the topic completely and authoritatively.
Notice how perfectly this structure maps out against the buyer's journey. It's like a giant puzzle coming together. Every single keyword you mine has to map to exactly one page type. Top of funnel, problem-aware queries naturally align with educational blog posts and guides. Middle of funnel, solution-aware queries map directly to your specific feature pages. And bottom of funnel, product-aware queries, those map to comparison pages and buyer guides. Why are comparison pages strictly bottom of funnel? Because if someone is searching competitor A versus competitor B, they already have the budget approved, they understand the software category, and they are literally choosing a vendor to sign a contract with today. Every piece of content has a highly specific place and purpose.
That brings us to Section 5, Competitive and AI Gaps and How to Protect Your Pipeline.
Now, while a traditional keyword gap analysis in tools like Ahrefs or SEMrush is a fantastic starting point for finding exact terms your competitors rank for, you have to elevate this to a broader content gap strategy. Marketers often miss massive chunks of pipeline because they get totally obsessed with specific, exact match keyword strings instead of looking at the overarching buyer journey. A content gap analysis reveals those broader, mid-funnel evaluation stages you might be completely ignoring. It shows you entire page types, like ROI calculators, integration hubs, or template libraries, that your audience desperately needs to make a purchasing decision, but that your website simply doesn't offer yet. But here's the real kicker. The gap costing you the most pipeline today isn't just on Google anymore. It's in the answers generated by AI. This is wild. A staggering 51% of B2B software buyers now begin their research with AI chatbots like ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity. They are completely bypassing traditional search engines. Your standard SEO dashboard cannot see this activity at all. It's entirely invisible to traditional keyword tracking tools, yet it's exactly where more than half of your enterprise buyers are starting their vendor evaluations.
So to fix this, you've got to run a two-track audit. You must run manual AI citation audits right alongside your traditional Google keyword audits. Literally, open up ChatGPT or Perplexity, type in those bottom-of-funnel queries your customers use, and see who the AI recommends. If your competitor is the one being cited as the top solution, you need to go to their website and systematically reverse engineer their formatting. Look at their H2 headers, check out their bullet points, their data tables. AI models really prefer specific structures when parsing answers. By matching and exceeding that format, you ensure you're optimizing for your entire addressable market, not just the shrinking half that still relies on traditional search.
Finally, we reach Section 6, Mapping Keywords to Revenue and Measuring the Actual Business Impact.
This is where the rubber meets the road, and we separate vanity metrics from actual pipeline. You absolutely must separate your inputs from your outputs. Your input KPIs track your resources, right? How many articles you publish a month, the proportion of educational versus inspirational content, the reach of your distribution. But listen, your CEO does not care about your word count or your page views. They care about output KPIs. Output KPIs track the actual business dollars that content generates, the organic influence demos, the free trial started, and the closed-won revenue sitting in the bank. Never confuse motion with progress.
To keep your content engine extremely efficient and relentlessly focused on outputs, apply a rigorous business potential score to every single keyword idea. Score them from 0 to 3. A 3 means your product is an irreplaceable solution to the searcher's problem. Your software must be the absolute star of the page. A 2 means your product helps quite a bit. A 1 means you can only give your product a fleeting, unnatural mention. And a 0, that means there's absolutely no natural way to pitch your product at all. You need to ruthlessly cut the 0s and 1s from your calendar. Focus solely on the 2s and 3s. This ensures every piece of content you fund has a direct, frictionless path to featuring your product and driving a demo.
I want to leave you with a provocative thought to challenge your current strategy. Open up your existing keyword list today. Just look at it critically. Is it full of broad, high-volume terms that read like a dry product specification? Or is it a highly targeted, aggressive list of high-intent, pain-point queries mined directly from the raw language of your best customers? Take what you've learned in this explainer, stop chasing the vanity traffic, and start building a revenue-driven keyword playbook that actually closes deals.